How the heck are you there, internets? The old internets. Hope you don't mind me calling you the internets there, internets. We got another mail call today. So Sunday was Papa's Day, Father's Day as it were. Got a little gift certificate for 50 bucks. 50? Tree 50? No, 50. 50 bucks. So let's open up and see what we got. So I did go over a tiny bit, I think about 20 bucks over, but had some extra balance in there. So let's take a look at what we ended up getting though. So I'm gonna open it up. I've already opened this up and played around with it a tiny bit. Posted on the Daily Fidget. If you're on the Daily Fidget, you would have seen this. So if you're not on the Daily Fidget, get yourself over to the Daily Fidget. Daily Fidget. Woosah! Also, if you're not back in that Woosah Kickstarter, you're wrong. Also, you need to hop on that Stealth Spinners Kickstarter and back some Kickstarter so I can get my spinners. Get my dang spinners. Anyway, let's open it up. So the reason I really want to show you exactly how I got it is a little disappointing how it shipped. This is exactly how I got it. Yes, that's right. This spinner had come out of its tin and was just rattling around in there. So, but it looks like it's okay. So we got, and that's actually, I was looking for the right Allen wrench for this guy. And it's actually in better shape than it was when I got it because it uses a little retaining screw in there. And I tried to actually get it back to where it was. It was actually, I actually couldn't even really get it as bad as it was in there. But this bearing was kind of pushed up a little to one side, so the buttons weren't really fitting really correctly in there. This is a, I'm going to just read it. I got my little Amazon order pulled up here on the side. Space Aston Fidget Spinner with hybrid ceramic bearing. I haven't timed this guy yet. Maybe I'll get to timing it and I'll add it in the notes. Not the notes. I'll just add it to the page. But spins pretty good. This is an interesting find. No reviews on this guy. I just kind of liked the way it looked. It looked pretty simple. It looked like it had some weight on the outside. Looks like it would probably feel good to spin. And I'll be honest, it does feel good to spin. The bearing is crap. I'll be honest. So if it is a hybrid ceramic bearing, it just feels really loose in there. And I don't want to over-tight the retaining, over-tight the tension screw there. But the buttons and the finishing, I mean, for $25 spinner on Amazon, the bearing in there is a lot of up and down play. Doesn't really come across well. But yeah, really not a nice bearing that's in there. The buttons feel all right. I think they'd feel better with a better bearing, but you can hear how loose everything sounds. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera. But it does spin nice, has a pretty good spin characteristic, good feel. Everything's nice and round, so I can get really good pulls on it. So it feels pretty nice. So we're going to take you along for the ride on this one. First, let's, all right, now that you've seen this, let's get this crap out of the way. So you saw it, game. Get that out of the way. Toss it. Sorry, that was probably a little loud. Let's bring this over here. I think if I put it right here, yeah, you can see. I'm not going to fully tighten the buttons, so it looks a little wobbly, but 77 grams, not too bad. That's 2.73 ounces, so again, not too bad. It's got a little good weight to it. Feels all right. This is probably going to be a slightly longer video, especially for a first look. Don't know if I'll go around to properly reviewing these fully on down the road, but we're just loosening this a little bit. Now I can slide this bearing out. It's almost a press fit. It's probably worth gluing this in. We're also going to, let's see, what do we call this one? This is how you keep your bearings organized. Space Aston. I probably won't remember that that's the name of this friggin' spinner. That's a pretty dumb name, I'll be honest. But you can name it whatever you want. So we're going to put that in the pile. All these over here are kind of the bearings that came with certain spinners. I'm actually going to use this. It came with my Secret Service spinner, Secret Service, or the C3. Oh no, this is a stainless steel C3. So this is the Zentri, the C3, the whatever you want to call it. It has slightly larger, it's a slightly thicker outer race, so I'm hoping that that will be less of an issue. When you over tighten these guys, they can put a little weird pressure on the bearing. So we're going to try it with this bad boy in here. So let's try it with the bearing that didn't feel like crap. I'll play with that bearing in another spinner that I know how it feels, how it performs, and see how that goes. And see how, yeah, see that, y'all? I think we got that bearing. I think I'm going to want to use some glue and get rid of this little screw. Because I think I had it a little too tight there. It was causing some rubbing on the, pushing the bearing against the races. But she's nice and smooth. It's got a nice spin. Looks good when spinning, especially that it's polished. Right, and again, into this light, you guys see what I see. All right, enough of this guy. Kind of cool. And again, I think I mentioned this if I didn't. This was had 0 reviews on Amazon. I just kind of liked the look of it. Took the dive. 25 bucks. Probably not worth it. Let's call it not worth it, but neat. And I haven't seen any other spinner like this, which is kind of what drew me to it as well. I'm not really so against clones, but I'm also not a clone fan of a lot of designs. Ah, you guys fell over. Are you all right? Are you guys alive? Sorry. Spinner number 2. I actually don't know which one this is until I take the sticker out, but it's Fidgetrix. Comes with a little sticker and a little card that says, "Welcome to Fidgetrix family. Visit this to learn more about your spinner. Da, 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 da. Please take a moment, rate a review. Thank you." So that's nice. So we've got this bad boy in here. So it's sort of a tri-stubby type shape. I don't think there's anything else in there. So it's sort of a tri-stubby like shape. Has some interesting buttons and has these little rings around the outside that actually look really cool when spinning. Right, look at that guy. I really like the way that looks spinning. It's pretty heavy. Feels pretty hefty. I'm going to go and say 97, 98 grams. Let's see. Nowhere near 84. Oh, what are you going to do? What is that in ounces? Just about 3, 2.8, 2.96. Spin's nice. So a little bit of a hot spot here, but these are actually rounded a little bit. You can see that just barely. It's got a nice kind of almost like, I don't know if it's a stone wash type finish, not a lot of machining marks. Again, the bearing in here, this is called the Fidgetrix EDC Fidget Spinner High Speed Fidget Toy Stress Reducer. Those friggin' Amazon names, I'm telling you, man, you gotta straighten that shit out, Amazon. Sorry for swearing. Vortex, maybe? 20 bucks on Amazon, not too bad. Not sure what type of bearing, if it says what kind of bearing this has. Let's ask the old Amazon books. I'll let you guys look at it spinning. Well, I see if they say anything about the bearing. Yeah, I mean, I'll link the Amazon thing in there. I'm not seeing anything on the bearing on this guy. But it's got a pretty nice spin. Really crap table spin. I think 2.5 minutes. I did time this one 2.5 minutes out of the box. Bearing's going to need to clean. Probably going to switch the bearings out as well. They're kind of, all these bearings seem pretty junk. Everything, just about everything I've got on Amazon, the R18 bearings seem like they've just been thrashed. Everything feels really loose and sloppy. So we're going to take this out. We're going to take a Fidget HQ stainless steel bearing and throw that in here. Once I find my little my patented bearing removal tool, aka my Dremel piece. Will that fit in here? Just enough. All right. So we'll call this the Vortex. I think that's what it sounds close. They make this in brass and stainless steel. When you look at it, they call it gold on the listing in Amazon. I asked a question down below and someone did answer, and they said that it is brass. It doesn't look like it's plated with anything, so it looks legit. You guys probably want to see me doing things. You didn't just come to watch a scale in its powered off state, did you, with a bunch of bearings in the lid? Here we go. All right, so now that we got a bearing that I don't think sucks as bad as the one that was in it. Sorry to say that, but really disappointed with the bearings I'm getting in all the Amazon ones. Got Grandpa a couple for Father's Day. Yeah, that's a lot better. You still have a little bit of play, right? You need to have that play. It just doesn't feel like it's a garbage, loose junk bearing in there, even though it's only a $3 spinner, $3 bearing from Fidget HQ. It's nice. It's got a little weight to it. I don't think this would want a one drop. I think you want a little bit of feeling from it. So even though it's still a stainless steel, not a hybrid ceramic, I don't know if I really want to put a really high-end bearing in this. 20 bucks on Amazon. But it's nice. I like the form factor. Part of the reason I really wanted to get this is I want to shipwreck patina the crap out of this thing. I like that shipwreck patina effect, guys. I'm going to be honest. I plan on doing that to just about all my brass probably in the long run. I just like the way it looks, but I thought with these raised edges, it would look pretty cool if I shipwrecked it and then didn't protect it at all and let it just kind of wear off naturally on some of the higher points. So it's sort of like a forced patina and then a wearing through use. These little guys, first impressions out of the box, these little ridges are actually really nice. They give my fingers some good purchase. So I can get in there. I can also get in there and flick it pretty good. Yeah, they're a little bit of a hot spot. I think if you really caught the corner of one of those in your cuticle like that, you could feel it a little, but yeah, pretty fidgetable. Pretty happy with this guy. So this guy's really nice. We dig that one. We'll put you back. And then we got from Fidgetrix. This one, I don't know what they call it, but I'm calling it the Triper Stone. So it's obviously, maybe not obviously, but if you haven't seen a Hyperstone, this looks very similar to a Hyperstone you would expect it to be if it were a Tri. So what do we got here? We got some hot spots, no question. This guy's also probably, let's weigh it, a little bit lighter, somewhere in the 75 gram range. 67. I guess I just think everything's 10 grams heavier than it is. What is that in ounces? 2.2? 2.3. Again, I'm consistent, if nothing, in how wrong I am. This guy fidgets real well. I really like the feel of this. It's easy to get your finger in there and give it a good push off of there, giving it a pull back in either direction. It's because of its size and weight, it's a little lighter for the type of spinners I like. So it's good with kind of low speed flicks and that sort of thing. So, but let's talk about Hotspot City, y'all. Hotspot, 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 hotspot. Sorry about my nails. Hotspot, hotspot, hotspot. These don't feel like hotspots. So the inside here, this little ridge here, doesn't feel bad. But everything else is absolutely a hotspot. If you catch your finger on the outside here like that, on the flat surface and pull, whoops, and you get your thumb out of the way, we're fine. It's actually kind of easy to stop there too, surprisingly. A little bit of a hot spot. So I think we're gonna have to sand these corners down, although I like this polished finish. We'll try not to mess that up too much in taking those corners down. I actually like how those corners look aesthetically, but fidget-wise, that's a problem. These buttons, I really like the buttons on this guy. They're concave, they're dipped in a little, where these buttons on this guy are flat, so we got a flat button there. But the texture on there is etched in pretty nice and really, really good grip. Same thing on this, it's etched in really nice. It's not like a laser that's actually, see that cut out? So those are pretty nice buttons on there. And the bearing doesn't feel like crap in this one, although I'll probably want to, oh, you know what? Let's do a little test, a little taster's choice. I want to show you guys something. Because this is a lighter spinner, I find the bigger, heavier spinners, you want to feel that feedback. And we're going on 15 minutes here. I don't know if there's much I can edit out. But let's take this out. We'll write on a Sharpie on that bearing after. You guys don't have to see me do that one more time. And then, you know, we're going to grab here, guys. You might know. You might just know. Oh boy, these are the sweetness right here. They are so sweet. Get yourself some one-drop bearings, y'all. I see this question pop up all the time. Do I get lubed or dry one-drop bearings? As in life with all things, when you have the option of dry or lubed, you always take lubed. That's what she said. She might have. The reason I say that, though, is the reason you get a one-drop bearing is because of how smooth it is. You don't get a one-drop bearing for spin time. They have decent spin time. The reason you get a one-drop bearing is because they're the smoothest bearings out there. And the smoothest ones of the one-drop line are the lubed ones. So, oh yeah. I don't think that's really doing justice. You gotta feel it to believe it. That's the kind of play we want to see. That's what I'm talking about. This just I got upgraded. This is now a $60, $70 spinner. I clean off them hot spots. This went from a $20 spinner to feels like a $60, $70 spinner. Just with the bearing. The bearing is really what's going to make a huge difference. So definitely pick up some bearings, guys. Still working on that bearing review video. Oh, look at this bearing. This is the bearing that was in it. Look how thin the outer races are. I find in most cases that is not nice. I don't have enough experience to really say, but all the decent bearings that I've seen have a slightly thicker outer race. I think that's part of what's causing it to feel so wobbly. It probably doesn't have enough of a groove to cut in to really hold those bearings in place and still spin. I don't know enough about bearings to really know if that's true, but that feels like crap. That just seems like a really crap bearing. But we got a one drop in there, and she feels good with a one drop, let me tell you. I think we're going to leave the one drop in this one. So yeah, we've gone on way too long, but I wanted to show you Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. We're waiting this long into the video intentionally to tell you to watch my Pelican case review. That's the one where you want to drop a comment in to get in on the giveaway for the... So if you stuck around for 17 minutes, you definitely deserve to get entered in. I still haven't seen the edges yet, but it'll come with an extra bearing, come with everything that it's got. Again, free shipping to anywhere in the world, up to $15 worth of shipping. Anything over $15 shipping, sorry y'all, you're gonna have to pony up and hit me up on the PayPal or something. Yeah, I think that's it. So, quick heads up with the one drop bearing, this is definitely the winner, although I think once I get this guy tweaked a little bit, I'm going to be really happy with that. This guy, not too bad. I think what I need to do is actually glue the bearing in with some Loctite as opposed to what's in there now, and see if we can resolve the issue with the buttons on this guy. I got a bunch of XL, 8 to be exact, XL Spinetic buttons coming in, so maybe we'll even upgrade to XL buttons. She feels actually really nice. I don't know what I like. I think these are all actually winners. I think this guy's maybe a little overpriced at 25 bucks, but now that I have it, I do like the way it spins. So, yeah, there you have it. Thanks for sticking around. I rambled on and rambled, but I hope you all liked what you saw. Let's give the Fidgetrix a peace.